already studied and read, the Canto 10 part of it. But although just for preparing for the class, when I was reading, I was finding so much bliss in just reading those. So that is how it is. Okay. So we are going to today we are going to focus on 10.3, Canto 10, Chapter 3, verse 47 to 49. This verses describe Krishna's pastimes in the jail, and uh, we are not just. I know that everybody has heard this story over and over again. That how did like Krishna appeared in the jail, and how Vasudeva took Krishna into a box, took him out to the Gokul, and then he like exchanged the girl and came back. Everybody has heard this story. So what we are going to do is that in this just 3 or 4 verses is so much nectar hidden into that. We are going to try and unpack those verses, and we are going to hear from the perspective of the previous acharyas, not just what you read in Bhagavatam, but also from Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sanatan Goswami, and most of all, there was a poet whose name is Harisuri. So Harisuri, if some of you had attended the Damodar Katha, then in Damodar Katha, in this last year, I talked about from like what is the perspective of Harisuri, the poet. So he looks at everything in a different way, and that makes it everything like something new, something very, very interesting. So we are going to talk about from the perspective of Harisuri. Harisuri was a poet who appeared in Nasik, and he's coming from he was initiated by in the disciplic succession of Vallabhacharya. Anybody here know about Vallabhacharya? Some of you maybe. Pushti Marg. So Pushti Marg in Gujarat, if you go in Gujarat, then I don't see any Gujarati face here, so probably, oh, you are there. Why are you not saying anything, Mataji? Yeah, so he was initiated in the disciplic succession of Vallabhacharya, Harisuri. So we are going to look at from the poetic viewpoints. So this is not necessarily we are telling a new story. We are looking at the same story, but the nuances or the points that we are going to make, it's based on the poetic explanation of everything that we have heard so many times. When we talk about the poetry, at some point of time in the history, I believe in United Kingdom, there was a poet whose name was W.H. Longfellow. And in his childhood, when he was in the school, at that time, he went to the school and they were discussing how Jesus turned the water into, does anyone know what he turned into? Wine. So he turned water into wine, and that story they read, and then the teacher asked all students to, can you please just describe this, like write it in a what you call it, like a paragraph or an essay, like just write your description, prose in the prose. So everybody picked up the paper and started to write, except one person. Who is that? That is Mr. W.H. Longfellow. So he was distracted and he was just looking around here and there. So after a few minutes, the teacher saw that this boy is not writing anything. So then he went to him and he says, what happened? Why are you not writing? And he said that, well, I would like to, but I don't have a paper. So then teacher says, okay, no problem, I can give you a paper. He gave him a paper, and after a while he saw that he's still not doing anything in the paper. So he went again to him and asked him that, like, why are you not doing anything now? He says, well, I need a pen. He says, okay, I'll give you a pen. So gives him a pen, and for a like a couple of minutes he just scribbled something in the paper, and then he again got distracted. So the teacher says that, went to him again and asked that, like, everybody is writing pages and pages. What are you doing? He says, I'm done. I'm done writing. So then he says, what do you mean done writing? So he just picked up the paper and he read. And then he called his parents, and told them that never ever ask this kid to write prose. Prose means like an essay or the paragraphs. If you want him to write anything, ask him to write poetry. So the sentence that he wrote is very beautiful. He just simply wrote, water saw its master and blushed. What happens when someone blushes? It becomes red, right? So can you imagine any better description of the whole story? Water saw its master and blushed. So now when materialistic poets are so powerful and so interesting, then think about like spiritual poets like Harisori. So it's going to be interesting. I think couple of weeks, last week only, right? Haladini Mataji gave a class on Balram Jayanti. We celebrated Balram Jayanti. And she talked about one story, one particular pastime. What is the name of the Asura? Dhanukasur. Devida, no. She talked more about, I don't think she talked about Devida Gorilla, no. She talked about the Dhanukasur pastime. And in Dhanukasur pastime, we heard it so many times that when Balram just, moved it around and threw it onto the tal trees fell on each other, and all the fruit that they were bearing, it fell down, and there was a completely spread out into the jungle. So Harisuri is describing this particular short part into, like, he compares these tal trees with yogis, and he puts his points that these are the things common between yogis and the tal tree. So what are the things he talked about? He talked about the first thing, what is common between a yogi as well as a tal tree, is that they both remain silent. Yogis also remain silent. They usually take the vows of like not speaking, and they are silent, and they are in the like their own meditation. So they both of them stay silent. Second thing, is it too warm? Everybody okay? Okay. So the second thing he found out, he addressed is that he says both of them stand tall. A tal tree is also tall, and yogis also stand tall. The third thing, he says they are both inside the forest. Yogis also go into the forest and do the meditation. Tal trees are also in the forest. And fourth thing he found is that they are not in the group, they are by themselves. Now imagine, like when we look at the tal trees, do we really think about like this? We never try to think of how the yogi is going to be, and how, so he's comparing those things. And the best thing that he commented on that is that, like, both of them have their fruits. What are the fruits for a yogi? Can someone give me an example? What do they get when they do the meditation? Yeah, no, like they do it for more for yogic shaktis, for the powers. Like they can become invisible, or they can, like many things. They can live much longer, all those things. So those fruits. So both of them have fruits, and they say that both of them lose their fruits by a momentary association of a donkey-like demon. So what happened to the tal trees? When the donkey or asura, Dhanukasur, hit them, they lost their fruits. And if the yogis come into the association of anybody who is a demon or demon-like, then they are also going to drop all of whatever they have acquired by meditation. All those powers, they are going to lose. So that's the beautiful description of how he compared the yogis with the tal tree. So with this, like prelude, we are going to go into this 4 verses. I'm going to read the translation, I think. So it is what I said, 10.3, 47 to 49. I could put it up here, I think. So this is the birth of Lord Krishna, chapter 3 and verse 47. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. We are so much used to this screen sharing at work, right? Like, okay, every time you will say, I'm going to share my screen, let me know when you can see my screen, right? Can somebody let me know? Okay. So I'm going to recite. Please repeat after me. Tatasya shaurir bhagavat prachodita Tatasya shaurir bhagavat prachodita Sutam samadaya sashrutika grahat Yada bahirgantum yesha tarhi aja Ya yoga mayayani nandachayaya. Yeah, it can be sung very nicely, but I think I'm not really very good at this. So unless somebody wants to try, anybody who think that they can sing, you want to try? Tatasya shaurir bhagavat prachodita Sutam samadaya sasutika gruhat Yada bahirgantum yesha Ya yoga maya nanandajaya. Very well. Thank you, Mataji. So the translation is, thereafter, exactly when Vasudev, being inspired by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to take the newborn child from the delivery room, Yogmaya, the Lord's spiritual energy, took birth as the daughter of the wife of Maharaj Nanda. So, okay, let's read the next few verses, and then we'll just read the translation. So everybody is in the story, like, you understand, like where we are right now, right? So he, it's in the jail that he's picking up the baby, and what the verse is saying is that at the same time Yogamaya appears to Yashodamaya. So, okay, by the influence of Yogamaya, all the doorkeepers fell fast asleep. Their sense is unable to work, and the other inhabitants of the house also fell deeply asleep. When the sun rises, the darkness automatically disappears. Similarly, when Vasudeva appeared, and the closed doors, which were strongly pinned with iron and locked with iron chains, opened automatically. Since the clouds in the sky were mildly thundering and showering, Anantnag, an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, followed Vasudeva, beginning from the door with the hoods expanded to protect Vasudeva and the transcendental child. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Let me know when you cannot see my screen. Sorry. You cannot see my screen now? Okay. Okay. So the first verse that we read, it starts with the word tatascha. Let's start and unpack the verse now. So tatascha. What tatascha means? The Sanskrit translation is to English is thereafter. So this simply saying thereafter, what does it mean? What do you understand when someone says thereafter? Right, like so there is something that is like he's putting things in the nutshell that okay, all that happened and now after that. So what did what was talked about before that? Before that, what had happened is that as Krishna appeared on this day, and then as he appeared, does anyone know in what form he appeared? Four-armed form. So he was a four-armed Vishnu form and having Shankha, Padma, Chakra and Gada. So he had all those paraphernalia. He was looking a beautiful baby with lotus eyes. Bhagavatam describes, and he came in as wearing even a crown as well as yellow dhoti. Imagine a child being born and completely ready, head to toe, beautifully. What would happen to us? We would say, "Oh, ghost!" Like, I mean, what is this happening? Yeah? So, and they were all like very, very ecstatic. Like both Devaki and Vasudev, both of them were very, very ecstatic because they knew, they had already heard the story, the Akashvani, that the eighth child is going to be Krishna himself. So they knew about that. So when they saw that, they were so blissful and they were so happy. And then what happened? After Krishna appeared, he gave, he told. So there are beautiful descriptions of what Vasudev did. So what Vasudev did is he offered a lot of prayers to him, saying that like you are the supreme, and you have appeared, we are so fortunate. All those prayers are there. And then after Vasudev, who did the prayers? Devaki. So Devaki then offered the prayers, and once the Devaki's prayers were finished, Devaki actually asked Krishna that you have appeared in your four-armed form, and but I request you that can you please turn yourself back into a normal human baby form, or rather Krishna's original form, which is two-armed form. And that is so she requested because she was concerned, she was afraid that if Kansa sees this, then he's going to freak out and he's going to try and kill the baby. I mean, it's mother, right? So mother is always, although he's a supreme personality of Godhead, she still thinks that Kans is going to come and kill her baby. So she asked that. And then Krishna speaks to both of them. And Krishna tells them that like how they had been praying to Krishna for having a son like Krishna himself. And since there is no one like Krishna, Krishna had to appear himself. He says, well, you are asking for someone like me, but there is no one like me. So yeah, I'm going to appear. He reminded them that you already had twice me as your son. One as, does anyone know the first time that Krishna appeared, what was the father and mother's name? Sorry? No. This is about Devaki and Vasudev. What were their names in the previous births? So Prishni and Sutapa. So that is and Krishna's name was at that time Prishni Garbha. That is Krishna's name. So and the second birth, Does anyone know? Yes, Kashyap Muni. Kashyap Muni. Kashyap Muni and Aditi. And what was the name of Krishna at that time? Upendra. But what do we know him as? Vamandev. So Vamandev appeared. So both of them were same as Devaki and Vasudeva, and this was the third birth that they were having Krishna as their child. So he told about all those previous these things. So in the nutshell, Sukadeva Goswami is putting tatascha. So what does tatascha mean? Thereafter. So all those things that we talked about, now let's start from that point onwards. Now what happened? So that is what tatascha means. Okay. Second thing, the word used tatascha. After that, what is the second word? Anyone remember by any chance? I know it's hard, but maybe somebody. Tatascha shauri. So shauri. So what does shauri mean? Can anyone guess? Shauri is another name of Vasudeva Maharaj. Why was he called Shauri? Any guesses? Usually, like, what is Krishna's other name that is being used in Mathura especially? Vasudeva. Why is he called Vasudeva? So what is the father's name? Vasudeva. It is, there is no Va, it's Vasudeva. So it's Vasudeva is father's name. So Vasudeva's son is Vasudeva. Similarly, Vasudeva was the son of, what is the father's name? Sursen. His father's name was Sursen. So Sursen's son is Shauri. What is the other meaning of Shaurya? Fearless or brave, right? Can you imagine why Sukadeva Goswami is calling him Shauri? Like, why brave? What are the reasons? What could be the possible reasons? Why is he called brave? Yes. Yeah, so it's not always someone who fights is necessarily the Shaurya or brave, but the one who actually tolerates is also brave. So when he was in the Karagra, in the prison house, he was shackled not from the foot but from here. He had shackle here. So and then it was tied to the one pole, steel pole. So he can actually just walk around and go around in a particular circle, but he can't go any further than that. And that was his position. And he accepted that position just because he knew that Krishna is going to appear in his, like his family. How many doors were there in the jail? 16 doors. Does anyone know what is the significance of the 16 doors? So the 16 iron doors, they represent 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, the mind, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Makes it 16. So 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, and these 5 subtle elements. So the subtle and gross body that we are all imprisoned in, this 16 things actually describe the subtle body, that subtle and gross both bodies that we are, as a soul, we are imprisoned into. So this is what these are like iron doors. This things is keeping us into this material world. So this is just an analogy. What else was there in this prison house? On each door there were hungry lions outside the door. What else was there? There was a stone slab that was on top of the doors, and as soon as someone tries to open the doors, that stone slab will fall onto that person. Okay, and on top of everything there were jail keepers outside each door. It's like a top-notch security system that they had. And there is like, to think about taking Krishna outside of that jail was itself was, like it requires a lot of courage just to even think about it. Imagine that. So that is why he was called Shauri. Another task which was difficult was when he comes out of the jail. It was not going to be a cakewalk, right? Once he comes out of the jail for by any chance, then there is rain, then there is the Yamuna that he has to cross. He had no, boats, nothing. So he had to walk across the Yamuna, and he had no way of knowing how he is going to do that. So he was really, really, stuck and really, really, like in a very bad situation. So in that situation, when Krishna is asking him to take the baby Krishna out and take him to Nanda Baba's home, itself tells that how much faith Krishna had in Vasudeva. And that is why the word being used is Shauri, and someone who is brave and very, very courageous. Not only that, he proved this courageousness by stopping Kamsa from killing his wife. Initially, when Kansa just held Devki's hair with his left hand, and with his right hand he take out the sword, and he was about to cut the throat of his sister and Vasudev's newly wedded wife. So think about that. At that time, to stop him requires a lot of courage. He had to do, you cannot possibly just, pick up a sword and try to fight him, because what is going to happen is that not only you are going to lose your wife, you are going to lose your own self also. He's going to kill both of us. So, so the point is that he was bound, and yet he was trying to liberate Krishna. And that is the, in a nutshell, why he's called Shaurya. The second word is Bhagavad Prachoditam. What does Bhagavad Prachoditam mean? Means ordered by the Supreme Lord. He was not doing this, on his own. He was simply ordered by, because Krishna asked him. Krishna says that now you take Nandagam and drop me there. With the baby girl that is born there. So he was ordered by Supreme Lord. The next one is Sutam Samadhaya. Means Sutam. What does Sutam mean? No. Suta. Nanda Suta. We say Nanda Suta. Suta means the baby or your kid, basically Suta. So Sutam Samadhaya. So Sutam Samadhaya means carefully picked up the baby from the neighboring pregnancy room. So wait a minute. The first sentence, what does it say? It says that Krishna Bhagavad Prachoditam. That means Krishna gave the order. So Krishna was not a baby at that time. That much is clear, right? Like he was not in the baby form. He appeared in the full form, in a human, like a Vishnu form, not human form, Vishnu form, and then he was talking to him. And then in the next second sentence, he is just saying that Sutam Samadhaya, and carefully picked up the baby from the pregnancy room. So what happened in between? He was in an adult form, and now you have a baby. So what happened in the middle? Krishna transformed him into the baby form. So these are the things which is packed inside the two sentences. But we not necessarily, when we are reading, how many times we really think about it? Like, we are going to read and we are going to, okay. We are so engrossed in the story, we don't think too much about the in-between part. So Sutam Samadhaya. So when he picked up, he already had the feeling. Sutam means that he was already thinking, oh, this is my son. So the feeling of Krishna being the Supreme Personality of Godhead was already covered by the Yogamaya. He was already thinking that, oh, this is my baby. And if I do not help him, then he is helpless. this Krishna is going to be helpless. So he's already, past that phase of looking at Supreme Lord. So he picked up the baby from the neighboring pregnancy room. In Vrindavan, it is said that no one will believe that Krishna is the God. Krishna is God. I was hearing a class from Amarendra Prabhu, and he was talking about, like that some of the Gopa boys, and when someone told them that, Krishna is God. So the kids, these Gopas, they said that, what? Krishna? God? He's just looking at his friend. Hey, listen to this guy. He says, he thinks that Krishna is God. What kind of a God is going to go and steal butter from other people's homes? Like and that is not enough. He says he cheats in the game. When he's playing, like hide and seek, when his turn comes to look for, like everybody else, he says, no, I'm too tired, I'm going to go back home. That is God. He's God. Krishna is God. You go away to tell somebody else about Krishna's godhood. So the point is that everybody within Vrindavan is covered by the potency of Yogamaya, which is Krishna's internal energy. And they all think that Krishna is not God. Because if they think that Krishna is God, what's going to happen is that they will have reverence, like this, but no love for Krishna. And Krishna is not looking for this. He is looking for the love. That's all he is looking for, nothing else. Bhavagrahi Janardana. So he's looking for that. So, however hard Krishna tries to prove that he is the supreme, their knowledge is completely eclipsed by their love for him. And that is the beauty of being in Vrindavan. So the verse describes that exactly when Vasudeva put the baby Krishna in the box, at the same time the baby girl is born to Yashoda, and that is Yogamaya. Yogamaya is the internal potency of Krishna. What happens next after this verse? The shackles break by itself, they just get loose, and then Vasudeva walks out, and then as he is walking, every door he reaches, the door is by, like magic, the doors open, each one of them, all 16 doors, one after the other, he it opens, and then all the doorkeepers and everyone in Mathura Gokul goes to sleep by Maya. Does anyone have any, any? I know that probably, not many of you are, knowing about what is Maya versus what is Yoga Maya. Does everybody know what is the difference between Maya and Yoga Maya? Both are Krishna's potency. Illusory, right? Illusory potency. So Maya is illusory potency, and Yoga Maya is his internal energy. That is his own energy. Both are his energy, but that is internal energy. So when you hear this statement, doorkeepers and everyone in Mathura as well as in Gokul Vrindavan, they goes to sleep by Maya. Does it raise any questions in your mind? How can Maya cover the pure devotees of Krishna? What is the basic thing that we learn in our philosophy is that whenever Maya tere chapatya tere, I forgot that particular verse, but like as soon as you come close to Krishna, Maya is going to go away. जहाँ कृष्णा वहाँ नहीं माया रा अधिकार. So wherever Krishna is, there is he has no right. Maya has no right. So how come the Yoga Maya I mean, Maya is making the devotees of Gokul go to sleep. Okay. That is a question that you can think about. But I think if I go into that detail, then we'll not be able to finish that. So we'll talk about it at some other time. I just want everybody to be active and awake and and hear carefully, so you can have some questions. So I'm just just stirring you up. So okay, so the doors are open. Okay, so what do we understand? Acharyas are saying that what does it mean when the doors are opening? So it means that anyone who carries Krishna in their heart, the shackles of repeated birth and death are broken. That is one thing. Not only you have to carry Krishna, like Vasudeva was fortunate enough to carry Krishna on his head, but we cannot carry. So how do we carry Krishna? In our heart. So if we just say that he is in my heart and that's it, is it enough? What else you need to do to carry Krishna? How can you carry Krishna? Yes, you can carry Krishna on your tongue. You can chant the holy name, and that is how you can carry Krishna whenever you are moving. And if you can chant and carry Krishna in your heart, then cycles of repeated birth and death will be broken. So it is that powerful. So when someone carries Krishna's name on their tongue, all gatekeepers of Maya, which are anarthas, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, etc., all of them is going to go to sleep. And not only these anarthas are going to go to sleep, what else is going to happen? The doors to Golok also will open for you. All you need to do is just carry Krishna on your tongue and in your heart. You can carry Krishna in many other ways. You can carry Krishna when you eat prasadam. When you sing Krishna's name or do kirtan. All those things, 9 processes of devotional service, you can carry Krishna in different ways. The text 49 that we read, it uses one particular word which is called Krishna Vahe. What does it mean? Krishna Vahe. Vahe means the vehicle. So vehicle of Krishna. So Vasudeva is described as Krishna Vahe. So if we serve Krishna through all our senses as he talked about, then all the above 3 effects are surely going to happen in our life. That's all we need to do. Okay. In the translation we read one more thing, that when Vasudeva walks out of the prison house, he's comparing Vasudeva with some metaphor or some example. Can anyone remember that? No. When he walks out of the jail. I'm not trying to take a test here because I don't have it onto the onto the screen right now. But what he compared him is what the sun, rising sun. So why did he compare with the rising sun? So now Harisori is asking this question. So why compare it with the sun? And he gives this explanation then. He says that darkness that is collected overnight, it cannot disappear simply by lighting a candle. If we have, in the midnight, if you just light one candle, it may give light into a small area, but the overall darkness is not going to dissipate. So you cannot expect that to happen. And so that is why, he's being compared to what happens when the sun actually rises. All the darkness is going to go away. And that is why he's compared with the sun's appearance. So as Vasudeva steps out, he is getting more and more cheerful. And, Harisori wonders, why is he becoming cheerful? I know that he has won one battle, right? Like Coming out of the prison house was just one battle. What was the next battle he had to do? What he had to do? He had to cross the Yamuna, and then he had to go into a friend's home, go into the where the mother is giving birth to the child, go into that room, pick up the child, their child, which you know that is going to be killed, and then put your child in that place, and then come out, and then go back into the jail. So it was not even, like anywhere near completion. So how can he be cheerful? So Harisori says that why was he cheerful? Because he was carrying Krishna. And Krishna is what? His condensed, intense, concentrated bliss. Says it's like packed bliss. So when you have someone like Krishna who is packed with bliss, who himself is a packed bliss, then how can how can you be morose? So the same way, when we are taking Krishna's name, we have to remember that like Krishna is the packed or condensed sweetness or bliss. So we cannot be morose. When we take Krishna's name, when we do kirtan, when we chant, we should be blissful. And Vasudeva was worried that if someone sees him walking with the baby, then what is he going to say? He can't, he can't be carrying a baby and people know him, right? So it's a difficult situation. So nobody should see him. So Indradev helps him. How does Indradev help him? By rain. So there is the rain starts to fall. And again, Harisori is now describing that, like, why did the rain fall? What was the reason for the rain to fall? And he gives external reasons. What were the external reasons for rain to fall? The first thing, can anybody wants to guess? No. That comes in the internal reasons, the external reasons. Why would externally the rain will happen? What happens when the rain happens? All the people that are outside, they go inside. You want to say something, or you are just okay? So people go inside, okay? And those who are inside, the second reason, those who are inside will stay inside because it's raining outside, right? That's second. The third reason, when it's pouring, you can't see. So even if somebody is going, even if you are watching from inside your house, you still won't be able to see much because it's pouring. And what do we like to do when it is raining outside? Sleep. That's the first thing that comes to your mind, Prabhu. So there must be some reason for this also, right? Yeah, so people like to sleep. And in Gujarat, if you go, then they would like to eat pakoras and like just generally enjoy when it's raining outside. So anyone who inside would prefer to sleep. So everybody is away from this thing. Then the next reason is sound of rain on the roofs. It causes loud sound. And if Vasudeva is walking with the baby in the water puddles, what is going to happen? It's going to make chap 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 like sound, right? So those sound is also going to be diffused because it's raining so hard. So these are the external reasons. And Harisori says, yeah, that's good, that is okay. But what are the internal reasons for the rain to fall? And then he goes into the detail. So we have seen in Damodar Leela also that in the Krishna's pastimes, everything is animate, nothing is inanimate, everything is live, everything can think. Rain, stone, trees, everybody is going to be able to think, and everybody is going to be able to have emotions and feelings. So just like Damodar Leela, we saw that. So the first reason, internal reason, is because clouds were crying. So this is the tears of cloud, and clouds were crying. So now why were the clouds crying? And Harisori, yeah, happiness. But why the clouds are so happy? Not the same reason as that everybody can give that, okay, because Krishna appeared, so everybody is happy, so his clouds are happy. That's okay, but there is more to it that Harisori is telling, not me. Harisori is saying this. So Harisori says that clouds started to cry because Krishna appears in 8.65 billion years once in this planet. How long? 8.65 billion years. And Krishna has appeared, and not only he has appeared in my color. What was the color of clouds? Megh. What do we always call Krishna? Megh Shyam, right? He's Megh Shyam. So when Krishna is appearing, he is appearing in the color of the clouds. So he says, like, it is such a blissful thing, such a mercy that every time anybody will take Krishna's name in future, they will say that Megh Shyam. They will all think about me also. So like the devotee is very happy. So in that bliss and happiness is crying, and the tears are falling from the clouds. Okay. Second reason says that clouds had probably heard a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. What does toyam mean? Water. So the clouds didn't have the fruits, didn't have the patram, pushpam, phalam, none of that. But what they had? Toyam. So then they are offering the water to Krishna. So that is what. Okay. The third thing, clouds started thinking that after Krishna appeared, Devaki must have breastfed him, right? That is the first thing that mother would do. But what do we do? What are we going to do tomorrow? We are going to do the Abhishek. First is the bath, right? No one gave bath to Krishna. And when he will go to Gokul, again what is going to happen? Yashodama is going to feed him milk. But in between these two milk, he needs to, here is my opportunity to give him the bath. So he says, okay, I'm going to rain and I'm going to give him the bath. So that's why he started to rain. Okay. Another thing. This is more like a scientific explanation as to the cycle of water cycle. Where does the cloud come from? From the ocean, right? From the ocean, they evaporation happens, and then they become turned into cloud, and then they rain. So here the poet is thinking that who is ocean? Ocean is also considered to be the father of Lakshmi Devi, because you find jewels in the bottom of the ocean. So that means it is Lakshmi. So she is the father of the Lakshmi Devi. So if Krishna is going to be the future son-in-law, so he's Sasur, right? He's the father-in-law. So the father-in-law, Ocean, is thinking that I want to offer something to Krishna, but he is shy. He feels that I'm still not, like my daughter is still not married to Krishna. So what I can do is I'm going to ask my good friends clouds. He turns it into clouds, and then clouds are going to offer water to Krishna. Okay. Another reason he gives. He says in Sanskrit, water means Jivan. Okay. Water means Jivan. So now Krishna is Jivan of Jivan. It's life of the life. Whatever life we have, that is also belongs to Krishna. So clouds wants to offer Jivan to the source of Jivan. Okay. Make sense? Okay. So these are the reasons that is given. Now, what is the other thing that happened when Krishna walked out of the jail? It started to rain. And when it started to rain, who wanted to protect Krishna? Anantashesh, right? So Anantashesh, he came in, and he decided to shelter Krishna so that he doesn't get wet and he doesn't get sick. Now, Harisori is saying that where do you think he is going to stand? Is he going to stand in front so that he can give shelter? Is he going to stand on the sides so that he can give shelter? Or is he going to stand in the back? What do you think? back, right? So Hari Suri says definitely from the back side. Why? Because if he had come from the front, then Vasudeva would be afraid, because like snake is coming, so he would get scared. If it is on the sides, then he may not be able to protect both Vasudeva as well as the Krishna. And the main reason that he gives is that, like, why did he go from the back, is because he considers, although he is the main servant of Krishna, Krishna is resting on him in the Vishnu form. He is resting on the Anantashesh, and he is the principal servant. But he wants to not show his high caliber. He doesn't want to show that he is the head servant, because what all of us need to be? Das, dasanu, das. So everybody has to be. So he wants to set that particular example. So what he does is that, like, he stands in the back and then he try to protect. But that is not enough. Now what will happen if he covers Krishna? Then Krishna is not going to get the abhishek that the clouds are going to give to Krishna. Now think about it. That means that you are the devotee, you are the servant, and you are actually stopping somebody else to serve Krishna. Another devotee to serve Krishna. How will the clouds feel? If Anantashesh is going to protect Krishna, then the clouds are going to feel that we can't serve Krishna now. We cannot do this Abhishek. So he gets, what does he do? This is described in Bhagavatam, that he, when he is in the back, he doesn't just stay on top. He goes back and then he goes forward. He goes back and then he goes forward. So that he can protect Krishna as well as he can allow the Abhishek to happen. So, isn't that beautiful? So these are the reasons, internal reasons. Vari Narayan. There is another word used. Vari Narayan means remove the water. What did Anantashesh do? Vari Narayan. Vari Nivarayan. That means that he is removing the water. Another meaning of that word, as Hari Suri says, is Va Ari Nivarayan. That means to fight the enemies. So that's another meaning there. So Krishna leaves Vasudeva. What happens when he goes into the Yamuna? What does Yamuna do? Gives way. Like, what is in Christian scriptures, there is that parting of the sea, right? The similar to that, but here in Bhagavatam, they are comparing it with how ocean gave way to Lord Ram when he wanted to cross the ocean. So when he wanted to cross, he allowed them to build the bridge. Similarly, Yamuna also gave way to Vasudeva. So that's fine. So what happened if you go from that point to from point A to point B? What happened? First of all the chains were unlocked when he started to take Krishna to Gokul, and then all the gates opened, and then as he walked out, the Yamuna gave way, and then when he goes, everybody was asleep. He could easily exchange Krishna with the Yogamaya, and he could come back. But as he was coming back, he has, what is he carrying? He's carrying Maya, right? And although he's carrying Maya, the same thing is repeated. So same thing is repeated. What is the first thing that happens? Is that there is a parting of Yamuna, and then as he goes into the jail area, all the gates are still open. He can walk into it, and then as he walks into it, all the gates closes, and then he goes, all the gatekeepers and everybody then wakes up. So it is understandable that when he is carrying Krishna, we talked about that, how the gates and everything is opening, like Golok also doors can be opened, like we talked about. So then what is the reason? He's carrying Maya. Then how come the gates are opening? And this is a question asked by again Hari Suri. It's a very legitimate question, right? That you are carrying Maya, and still, how does everything, all these things are happening? So then he gives the explanation. He says that if someone has held Krishna sincerely in the past and accidentally holds on to Maya momentarily, the doors will still open to Golok. Understand? So that is the, there is one particular verse, 9.30, if you remember. Apichet suduracharo bachate mam ananyabhag sadhureva samantavya samvagya vasito hisa. So it means apichet suduracharo, even if you have committed the most abominable crimes or sins in your life, if you are still sincere in holding the Krishna's name on your tongue, then everything is forgiven. You will be able to still go back to Golok Vrindavan. That is the like a blanket, like blank check, like don't worry about anything that you have done in the past. We have heard so many times that people say that, oh, I can't come to the temple today. And when you ask them why, he says, oh, I have eaten non-veg. So they know that it is not allowed to eat non-veg, and still, like they eat, but then they have that at least the sukruti that they are saying that no, we can't go to Krishna. So if they continue like that also, then also Krishna will give them, some intelligence that okay, slowly you can give away that habit of yours also. So he's that merciful. So now when he entered, then all the doors are shut and he himself puts the shackles on. He puts everything back on. So Harisuri is again explaining here. He says that if someone is going to willingly drop Krishna, like from tomorrow I am upset with Krishna or whatever is the reason, or I am very attracted to Maya and all the illusion, and I quit on Krishna, I willingly quit on Krishna, then and holds on to Maya for a long time. If we hold on to Maya for a long time, then it is like as good as putting the shackles of birth and death back onto our body. So that is why we should never think of dropping Krishna consciousness. As a matter of fact, it is being said that this is like a gangster area. Krishna's like devotees are like biggest gangsters. So once you come in, they won't let you go. Like there is only one way. These are all the one way street. You can't go out even if you try and try very hard. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Yeah, just give me a second, okay? Someone wants a location. Hare Krishna. So sorry about that. So don't hold on to Maya for long. Otherwise, it's like putting your shackles back on yourself. So we are all going to listen to more pastimes tomorrow. But for now, this is all I had. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Yes, ma'am.
It's very nice. There's so many things like you explain each word, right? And each meaning. I never heard that.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
informative.
His Grace Amarendra Prabhu ki. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Especially the part, where you mentioned the past time that, the Balaram is bullying him. That is something I've never heard of that part. That he's maybe I've never kind of heard it before. That he's telling Krishna that you were bought from the market. Oh my God, that is like amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
All the kids might have heard this.
Yeah, I think all the kids at home they hear it, but I didn't. I didn't know that. It was very interesting. Thank you so much.
Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Where's our MC? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Sorry, we are missing the MC now.
Questions?
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for that wonderful questions. And it was so sweet. And as you gave us a disclaimer that even though we have listened to these stories in the past many times, but still it's going to bring us a smile. And that is so true. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving forward, few announcements. So as you all know, we are running based on donations. So for today's program was sponsored by Sujata Mataji and family. Thank you, Mataji, for sponsoring our program today. Let's give a good round of applause. And our Sunday school, as you all know, we have a Sunday school program for the kids between 3 to 10. Yeah, 3 to 13, and we'll be having or we'll be doing a lot of these programs for kids, and they also participate in our festivals. So if you have anybody, any family members or anybody interested, you can reach out to Panchami Mataji or to our ISKCON members, and we can help you with the details. Sure. Okay. So it's Sujata Mataji's family that sponsored today, and Mataji's husband Ashok Prabhu's birthday today. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you, Mataji. And also let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. So tomorrow we'll be having our celebration, as I mentioned. So please extend the invite to your relatives, friends. Everybody is welcome. And the next day will be the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So we'll be celebrating that between 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. In Panchami Mataji's house. Anybody interested, please let us know and we can share you the address. Now will be the between 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. on 27th. Okay, so we'll be doing a closing kirtan now. You want to sit down or sit? You sit. There you go.
Hare Krishna.
I request all devotees to come to the forward and please try to make a line so when we dance it will be easy to dance.
So no medium.
Slow. The medium one is the second one. The last is the fast one.
Wait, is the second last one also fast?
Little medium. We'll get it. Okay. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So we will be doing 3 beats and first is a little okay. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, your turn. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, Hare Krishna, your turn. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरे कृष्णा महामंत्र की, शिला प्रभुपाद की।
जयो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकार्य अष्टोस्य भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जयो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकार्य अष्टोस्य भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की मथुरा धाम की वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की द्वारिका धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की समवेत भक्तवृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna everyone. I see a lot of new faces. Just to announce that actually Janmashtami is going to be tomorrow, and we are going to have celebration in this very place starting at 6 p.m. and going on till midnight. So we are going to have lots of fun programs tomorrow, and I would heartily request all of you to please come and join us. It's going to be really a fun program. So yeah, we do have the details, and I think Ganga Prabhu is going to share some more details. I just wanted to invite all of you again for tomorrow, because today is not Janmashtami, tomorrow is Janmashtami. So, Hare Krishna.
Okay, just for all those who have come here for the first time, just want to recap on the program. So tomorrow we'll be starting our Janmashtami program at 6 p.m. with Guru Aarti, followed by Gaura Aarti, and then we have Narsimha Aarti. Then we'll be having our ISKCON family performance. We'll be having bhajans, skits and dances, starting from 6:50 till 9:30. At 9:30 we'll be having a Mahabhishek. We'll be having deities that we'll be doing Abhishek for, and then at 10:30 we'll be having the Katha, Krishna Katha, given by His Grace Kashyap Muni Prabhu, and at 11:30 we'll be having a countdown kirtan with more energy, and at 12 we'll be welcoming Krishna for the Janmashtami festival.
One more thing to add: those who were here last time, they must they must echo my sentiments here, that the flower outfits, Radha Krishna is going to look awesome. Hari Bol. So please don't miss it. It's going to be really beautiful show here. Hare Krishna.
So we'll go for Mahaprasade. Kids, can you come forward? You can come. All kids, please come forward.
शरीरापित्याच जोदिन्द्रियता हे काल जीवे फले विशेषाग्रे तारा माते जीवाते लोभो मोहे सुधर्मते ताके जेठाओ कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बरा तो यामोय करी बारे जीवा जय स्वप्रसाद दिलो बाय से अनामृता खाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमिता को चैतन्य नीताय प्रेमिता को श्री चैतन्य नीताय महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासो निवजायते शरीरा विद्या जल ज्योतिन्द्रियता हे काल जीवे फले विसे सागरे तारामादि जीवाति लोभो मोहे सुधर्मति ताके जेठा कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बरा दोया मोय कारी बारे जीवा जय स्वप्रसादे ना दिल भाए से अनामृता खा श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गा प्रेमिता खुशी चैतन्यताय जैनी माए जैनीताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय